What up out there in Looney Tune land? Sorry.
Looney Tune land?
Looney Tunes.
All right.
Yeah. All right. What is today's show about there, Tyler?
Well, I believe we're going to be talking Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually see myself.
I know. It's scary, isn't
I'm
it?
looking at the monitor and I should be looking at the camera.
I do the same thing.
So, not only are we talking Jurassic Park, not the new one, because somebody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't yet either. So shh.
No, I won't talk spoilers.
We're not
if I
going to
talk at all.
talk about that one, my friend. That's going to get me in trouble. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm a special kind of stupid.
The views of Josh are not the views of Redline Radio LLC.
Yeah. No, we have a world premiere coming up. Well, I call it a world premiere. It's just a little something that I cooked up a week ago. Wasn't this Sunday? It was last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to stay tuned to watch that. It'll be in the second half. First half, Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park, Jurassic something. What was the second one?
Lost World.
The third one.
Jurassic Park 3.
And then you had
Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
now you've got Jurassic Park the Dynamo. What's it called?
Pretty sure it's
Jurassic World Dominion.
Yes.
I don't get that.
Well,
like,
watch it.
You know what? Well, I mean, they come up with weird names. Hey, at least it's not a remake. Thanks, Hollywood.
Yet.
No, I like the way they did it. I mean, even though, yeah, sure, I haven't seen it yet. But, sorry, I'm looking at something too while I'm talking.
Okay, so the reason why the third movie is called Dominion is because the definition of dominion is sovereignty or control. So at this point, the dinosaurs have controlled the planet Earth because they are now free to roam all over the planet since Site B went boom in a volcano at the end of the second one.
Did it go boom or boom?
It went kaboom.
But yeah, so Tyler's going to have insight on that, and I'll chip in where I can because I'm going to be honest. I've seen them all, but I don't really remember the original three. I remember the fat guy with the thing in the hidden can and
Newman.
The what dinosaur was that?
That was with him.
That spit in his face.
Dilophosaurus.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Dilophosaurus, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they brought that thing back.
There is a lot of nostalgia in this new movie. Like I said, no spoilers. We all know it. We've seen the trailers. I'm just saying there's a lot of nostalgia in this movie.
So
mute your media like you've been here before, Josh.
This is all new to me. No, I'm sorry. I just did a podcast with the NASCAR driver. That's going to be fun. And
you couldn't bring him on to Crank It Up on Monday nights, the show that we do about NASCAR.
I'm not a part of that one yet.
You could have been.
I could have been. I like NASCAR. I don't really follow it as much. This guy was I don't know what the truck series is called other than truck series.
I think it's actually Monster Energy Truck Series this year.
Is that it? Yeah, this is the guy I talked to is Jack Wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was hard to get and not as fun as I thought it was going to be. He didn't like talking too much, I don't think.
Well, let's talk dinosaurs. That's what we're here to talk about.
Yes.
Dinosaurs that eat people.
Mm-hmm. And some that don't.
But before we get to that, make sure you subscribe, like, and share.
Making this full screen was a mistake.
Well, I mean, I know it's there. I made the thing. Make it look like we actually have neon behind us because we're too cheap for that.
So did you go see the first Jurassic Park in theaters?
I didn't see any of them in theaters. Well, you got to remember, before I met you with the wife, she doesn't do theater, and I don't like going by myself.
The original Jurassic Park came out in 1993.
Yeah, and I would have been 10 years old.
Yeah, I think I was 7, but I remember seeing it. I think I saw it twice actually.
It was so cool to see in theaters.
Well, I remember.
I mean, I watched it at home.
Yeah.
For those people who aren't as old as we are, VHS.
Yep. I think I still got my copy somewhere.
Be Kind, Rewind. That was a good movie too.
It was not bad. But no, I remember it. I remember seeing the trailer as a kid, and woke up one morning and I can't remember. I guess we got the paper or something like that, and because I always look at movie times to go see movies. I mean, I've been going to see movies since I was like 4 or 5.
It was in the paper. I remember that. I mean, I don't remember the Jurassic Park, but I remember seeing them in.
The internet wasn't
paper
overly out there for you. Had to call the number for the theater and listen to all the.
I was just about to say. It was either in the paper or you had to call the box office and listen to every movie that was in the multiplex.
And if you missed which movie you were looking for, you had to hang up and start all over again.
Yep, this was before dial 9 or press pound to repeat.
But I remember in the paper because it had the scene of, the T-Rex and the overturned Jeep when he first gets out. And I've been wanting to see this movie, so I begged my dad to go. And this is more of a Roanoke thing. Did you know that at Towers there used to be a movie theater there?
Yeah,
we went and saw it there.
Now,
it was only 3 theaters, so it was a smaller one.
Yeah, see, that's early on because you remember Valley View Mall, they had a theater
inside the actual mall.
And then they moved it outside.
Well, that's where it's at now.
Well, no, I mean, before it was where it is now. When you go around the back where the lower end, where Buffalo Wild Wings and all that is, that big glass medical building, that used to be the theater when they moved outside of the mall.
I don't remember that.
It wasn't there long.
It couldn't have been.
And then Carmike got bought out by Regal. No, wait. Which one was it before?
It was, I don't remember what it was before.
Regal bought out somebody.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. But, so actually, I think I ended up going to see it. I can't remember if it was twice that day or not, because we went and saw it earlier in the day. And then my mom wanted to go see it. This was
movies were like $7 or $8.
Yeah.
They weren't expensive.
Not even.
Yeah.
It was like $5 for like prime time, and the matinees were like $2 or $3.
Brother.
Yep. And so I just remember seeing it twice. And actually I remember because I'd seen it once, and then we went to the Towers Theater. That's what it was. I think we went to may have been Valley View the first time anyway. And I remember seeing one of the other movies that was playing there, because I really wanted to go see Jurassic Park again. But then I saw it was Three Ninjas Kick Back, the second Three Ninjas. Well, technically the third released.
I remember that.
Or the second release, but third filmed. And I'm like, oh man, I really want to go see that. It's like, now we're going to see Jurassic Park. We already saw Jurassic Park. Let's go see Three Ninjas. Sorry, it's a little
that was
thing I remember.
That was a franchise I remember. The first one was
the first one's great.
Now, the first one's excellent.
Yes. I tell you, the movie that I got down on quite a bit up until they made like 20 of them was the Mighty Ducks. The first and second one were pretty good.
There's only 3 Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. The third one wasn't as good.
I thought. It won't beat the first one.
Obviously the first is going to be better. The second one was.
The second one was excellent.
Yes. Man, you got Kenan Thompson showing up, so you can't beat that.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then that's when they added Portman.
Mm-hmm. You know, the Bash Brothers.
Yep. And I think the only thing that kind of made the third one not as good as the second one,
Bombay wasn't as much.
That, but then also those kids were like 20, 21 years old trying to play high school freshmen.
Yeah.
It's the same problem that Stranger Things is running into. Those kids are too old to play the characters that they're portraying.
Yep.
Which is why it's ending, right?
There's one more season, but they say there's going to be a time jump So that I think that's going to fix the aging issue.
Well, I know they postponed this 4th season because they wanted the kids to be a little bit older, or at least look a little bit older.
Well, it wasn't just that, but you have to remember they had to take a 6-month break because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Finn Wolfhard had to go do the press for Ghostbusters, and Millie Bobby Brown was doing the press for Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I couldn't remember if it was that or Enola Holmes, but
Probably both of them.
yeah, because they came out around the same time.
Which is the only reason why these last 2 episodes were not released at the same time, because they had to take that break and they had to film afterwards.
So I'm excited about the new Ghostbusters movie. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so close to the mic. Dude,
I would do that more often because that's the only way I can hear you.
You got to get up on it.
No, I'm serious. Like, it makes me want to go home and watch it. I don't know how many times I've seen that. Probably 10.
Enjoy what, Afterlife?
Yeah. I quite enjoyed it. It was fun.
I obviously watched it again on Ghostbusters Day, and this is probably the 15th, 20th time I've watched it, and I still fucking cry at the end of the damn movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this next one's going to be even worse because now there's no Harold and no Ivan Reitman.
Oh, you bet your ass there's going to be a cameo in there for him. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, yeah.
Can you hear me better now?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay.
Helps if you turn the microphone on.
Well, no, I don't understand some of these settings, like mic gain 1. Apparently it was turned down.
Mic 1 gain, meaning it's your mic.
Right, but what does that mean? Like, does that mean
it gains the quality of the audio so that you don't have to have the main volume knob turned all the way to maximum?
Oh,
it's a cheat button, basically.
So,
producing 101.
Off topic, really quick.
We've been off topic since we started.
Because I'm curious about something. Because you guys are doing the whole wrestling deal. Is there do you guys have like a wrestling show?
Once we kick off Redline Pro Wrestling, we are going to be filming every episode, and they will be airing live on Redline Radio.
Nice.
Oh. Now, no, that wouldn't work. Now, how would you? No, I'm just trying. Oh shit! Sorry. I'm just trying to think about how. What's the word I'm thinking of? How do you do the announcing?
We have a traveling soundboard because we obviously do live remotes. So we can just hook up that soundboard and have a color guy, have a play-by-play guy. And as we're recording it through StreamYard or however we do it, that the mics are recording, broadcasting the sound as we're doing that. Either that, or if it's going to be a pre-tape and we come back in the studio and we record the commentary while we're editing the film or the footage. Either way, it works. I mean, that's what we do with the CRS races. Dave announces those and we just record the audio off of that.
So for somebody who is not in that area, like me, how would I get involved in something like that since I'm so far away?
Move.
That's probably thing one. What all would you want to do? What's up, Dave?
Oh, there it is. Hey. Oh, sorry. I was too close to the mic. What's up, buddy? We need to get together soon.
I mean, what would you want to do? Commentary or?
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've seen it on TV. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
All right. So coming from a former professional wrestling commentator, there is and I was a play-by-play guy. I was not a color guy because I've never been a wrestler. So, I don't know a wrist lock from a headlock. Well, I do, but I don't know what it feels like to take one. Let me put it that way. For me doing play-by-play, I would go back and I would watch old WWE old WCW and old ECW and come up with a combination of the three. So between Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Joey Styles. It ended up being more Joey Styles than anybody else because I love ECW. I'm actually wearing a Paul Heyman t-shirt right now.
Oh, I need to give me one of
So,
those.
are you a Paul Heyman guy?
Actually, that's the shirt I'm wearing. It says I'm a Paul Heyman guy, and then on the back it says the voice of the voiceless.
Off topic. Might want to move that up a little bit. Because that
Closer?
every time I move it further back.
Dave's asking if you're coming to Ohio.
I need
Yeah,
a cheddar, dog.
but that's what I did to try to hone in some of my craft, and obviously I tried learning the technical names of a lot of the moves, not what WWE called them, because like the RKO actually has a real name.
Mhm.
The Rock Bottom has a real name. The Stone Cold Stunner was the Diamond Cutter before it was the Stone Cold Stunner.
Wasn't it something else before that though?
I don't know. I mean, everybody remembers Diamond Dallas Page doing the Diamond Cutter.
When
and
Michael
it's
Hayes
basically the
came
same
up
move.
with when Michael Hayes showed it to him, it was called something else, and Johnny Ace was the one that did it before.
It's a variation of the DDT.
Yeah. And yeah, the RKO is a version of the Diamond Cutter too.
Yeah, I mean they're all basically the same move. It's all inverted. We're talking about wrestling, Dave. Because he said racing is much different. But yes.
Yeah.
Because he announces for racing. Yeah, I mean, if it's something that you were thinking about doing, I mean, I'm sure we can probably try to find a way to incorporate that in.
I mean, it just give me something extra to do that I don't have room for, but but I mean, it'll keep me busy.
Yeah.
And I figure I could probably, through all that, meet other people too, and talk to other people too.
I mean, Lex Vegas is kind of going to be heading up the Redline Pro Wrestling, so I'm sure he has commentators and stuff in mind, but I'm sure we can work something out.
Word up.
All right, back to dinosaurs, damn it.
Leave it to me to get off topic.
Again, we get off topic so easily. It's just you just come to get used to it. It happens.
With me being scatterbrained, it's one of those things where I won't think of it until the mood hits me, and I'm like, oh, what about this?
Sure.
So I won't do that again. I can't promise anything, but hey,
believe that when I see it.
Oh, Dave's asking me if I think I can commentate racing. Hell no.
Look, he's going in the circle. I'm just kidding. I like racing. It's more than just turning left. There's a lot of technical.
Be over here if you need me.
There's a lot of technical stuff.
No, I won't, because the micro.
Well, I mean, I just found that out
won't
tonight.
let me
I
do
was
it.
like, so how do you do this? And he was like, you just do it. He wasn't very talkative, but I know there's technical aspects behind it. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And NASCAR's moving to NBC, so we finally get some good commentators. So
Yes. I'm not going to go because that's getting further and further off topic.
All right. But I too saw the original Jurassic Park in theaters, and as like a 10, 11-year-old kid, seeing what looked like very realistic dinosaurs on a screen that big was probably the closest thing to an orgasm that I could remember at that age.
Yep.
And I actually saw Lost World in theaters too.
Pretty sure I did too. I've seen all of them in theaters.
Well, a friend of mine wanted to go see it, and we were in like middle school. So like my mom just dropped us off at the multiplex and said, have fun. I'll see you in 2 hours. And then my wife and I actually went to go see Jurassic World. And I think we saw Forbidden Kingdom in theaters too. So the only one I didn't see in theaters was Jurassic Park 3, but who wanted to see that piece of shit anyway?
Yeah.
Now, which one was that about?
3? Like, it was great seeing Grant come back. Don't get me wrong.
That was the best part about the movie.
Absolutely. That was one where they hire him to help them find. Actually, what was it? They lied to him.
They
for-
hired him to do a tour,
Yes.
aerial tour of Site B,
Mhm.
because the dinosaurs were still roaming free on Site B.
Yep.
Come to find out that their son was missing on the island,
Mhm.
and they wanted Grant to pretty much protect them from getting eaten.
Yeah, but he had never been on that island because that was the one that Lost World
Is
took
that the
place
one that
on.
had the hunter?
Hunter?
The like he was Australian or something, or was that the one with Jeff Goldblum?
My fee, Mr. Ludlow, my fee. No, that
You
was
know what
Lost
I'm
World.
talking
You're talking about Lost World.
Okay,
Which
that was 2.
Lost World is my favorite. It's not the best.
Hands
Jurassic
down.
Park is the best. But
Hands down. Lost World is my favorite too.
yes,
So I gotta ask,
Ian Malcolm, he's the shit.
did either of you picture yourself as Jeff Goldblum with the hamburger meat hanging out, laying in the back of the Jeep?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever unbuttoned my shirt that
For
much.
some reason, why
In public.
Why is that so iconic? I mean, I get he's like a national treasure now.
He's
Or at
always
least that's just because of the
Have
way
you
You gotta-
Have you seen The Fly? He is a national treasure.
I was just about to say Jurassic Park came out not too long after the remake of The Fly.
Hmm?
It was kind of a sex symbol at that time because of the character that he played in the remake of The Fly. And
His
so
first
yeah. And then so everybody's just like, oh, Jeff Goldblum, we'll have him take his shirt off, it'll be fine. He'll talk about chaos theory and butterflies, and nobody will remember that he actually knows shit about dinosaurs.
Well, the original, well, I said, well, not the original cast, but the original story, they found him quite annoying.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, he was. I mean, to them, I mean, he was a delight to us.
Have either of you ever read the book?
Yes.
The book is so much different from the movie.
That was one thing I did enjoy about Jurassic Park 3 was they had the pterodactyl, like the cage with them there, which is from the first book.
Yes.
So I did enjoy seeing that. But I mean, the movie was, I mean, as an adaptation, wasn't great, but I mean, as a movie, it was phenomenal.
That's what happens when you put Steven Spielberg in charge of things.
Mhm.
It's got to be a family movie. It's got to be a family movie, which, I mean, parts of it were, but I mean, seeing the dude getting eaten and bitten in half while he's taking a shit, I don't know how family friendly that is.
The only movie I remember him in, like vividly remember him in, believe it or not, was Holy Man.
Steven Spielberg's a director, bro.
No, I'm talking about Jeff Goldblum. Sorry.
Holy, are you talking with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. That movie was funny as hell.
Out of all the amazing movies that Jeff Goldblum has done in his career, and the first one you come to,
Well, that's the only one that sticks out in my head. Like, if I actually sat down and thought about it, I could probably come up with something.
Well, The Fly is my absolute favorite of his.
I'll be honest with you.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Oh God, yes. Early Damon Wayans, early Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Modern day Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum.
You lost me.
Oh man, I
play an alien and I'm horny, and we hear that girls on Earth are very, very easy, so we come and we fuck them.
Mm-hmm. That's the movie.
Oh,
and there's a couple musical numbers in there.
I kind of figured, but I got nothing.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's stupid, but it in such a good way.
I don't know how they got away with a PG-13 rating on that movie either.
I had no idea.
I love your description on that. It's stupid, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
It's just one of those dumb comedies.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically a teenage comedy too. Like, because
some of the other people that were in that movie.
Now, which movie are we talking about?
Either one of the Jurassic Park movies.
Okay.
So
I wanted to see which way we were going back with.
Not the Chris Pratt stuff, because everybody's seen most of the stuff he's been in.
Yeah.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, but I think and I'm probably wrong because I don't watch enough movies, but it wasn't Jeff Goldblum the only one that still went on to do other things.
No, they all did.
Yeah.
Big things, because I couldn't tell you the last time I saw any of the other ones in the movie. Now, I'm not
Hammond,
talking about the kids.
Honestly, the kids are the ones that haven't done much
on anything.
since then,
Yeah.
except for
They had that brief cameo in the beginning of Lost World. And
Lost
then
World.
I think
And-
they said that they're making a brief cameo in Dominion, which I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
oh my God, what's the girl's name?
In the movie, her name is fuck, I'm drawing.
I don't want to say it starts with an L.
Timmy and
Yeah.
because they actually roll or gender flipped them for the movie, so
Yes.
I'm thinking of the book, and that's why I'm drawing a blank.
Anyway, she was in the first and the third Trimmers movie.
Yeah, she was.
Oh my God, that's right. She was the pogo stick girl.
Yep.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. And
Yep.
I love Tremors.
Oh yeah, and then
Rest-
she had a bigger role in the third one.
Yeah, because they went back to perfection.
Yes. Yeah, the Trimmers movies. Yeah, man, I still watch. Even the new one comes out, I still enjoy watching them.
It's Michael Gross, man. I mean, how could
Yes.
you not? The dad from Family Ties.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, and he actually came back in Spin City as Mike psychiatrist.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching Spin City because I love Spin City.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, that's the guy from Tremors.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife just goes, that's also the dad from Family Ties. I'm like, no, screw that. That's the guy from Tremors that's obsessed with guns that was married to Reba McEntire.
Mm-hmm. Trimmers, so good. Need to go back through and rewatch those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, but Timmy, he was at that time around. Sorry, I'm going back to remembering what else they've done. He was in a movie. He hasn't done a whole lot, but he was in a movie called Star Kid.
Oh yeah.
Where he finds this alien armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of, even though I watched it probably, I don't know, 5 years ago. I found it on eBay and I bought it.
I own a copy of it too.
I watched it in front of my wife, and she's like, "You're stupid for watching this," but I liked it.
It was a good one,
especially like when he gets in there and he can't get out.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I gotta pee," or when he goes to eat in the fridge and destroys the fridge, and the guy, the suit's got to chew it for him.
But if we're talking about how popular this cast was even before,
Mhm.
I mean, Jeff Goldblum, we mentioned, and he's
Mhm.
gone on to do amazing things.
Yep.
Sam Neill was like Shakespearean actor.
Yep.
Before he ever got into
Grant.
Alan Grant.
And then,
Laura
but I mean,
Dern.
he was Damien in, was it Omen 3? Yeah, because
Yes.
4 I think was Damien's daughter. So Omen 3. He was in a couple of the, I think, the Lovecraft movies.
He's done a lot of stuff. Laura
Yeah.
Dern is
Yes.
another big name. Ariana Richards is the girl that played Lex.
I thought it started with an L. I couldn't remember. Yes.
BD Wong, the scientist. He, he was Dr. Wan on Law and Order SVU.
Yep,
He didn't know that.
He was Hugo Strange in Gotham. He's done a lot of voiceover work.
Yep. Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker.
Well, goes without saying.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in that movie, and then of course,
hold on to your butts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what's his name? Newman.
Yeah,
that was on Seinfeld though.
Yeah, he was on Seinfeld.
No, he did Seinfeld before that, right?
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight. I mean, he was in Space Jam. He was on Seinfeld. He was on Hot in Cleveland.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Third Rock from the Sun. I think he also have an appearance in the Coneheads movie, because I know Chris Farley was in it, but I think he was.
Chris Farley was in it. Sinbad was in it.
I don't think so.
Michael McKean, David Spade.
I mean, anybody that was ever on SNL pretty much had a cameo in that movie.
Yep.
But Richard Attenborough, if you guys watch Planet Earth, he's the narrator for all those Planet Earth specials.
He directed too, didn't he?
Yes, but he's also a Shakespearean actor as well, and knighted.
That's right.
So I mean that's just the main cast of the original movie.
Mhm.
And obviously, Vincent D'Onofrio, he was in Law and Order. He played Kingpin on Daredevil.
Oh, Vincent
Oh.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, yeah, I can never pronounce his last name.
Is he in Jurassic Park?
He's in Jurassic World. He's the one that's trying to get the
That's right. Yep.
yeah, he's the one that's trying to get the Raptors away
Mhm.
from Star-Lord.
I
Yep.
loved him as Kingpin.
No,
Now,
he was phenomenal.
Oh,
didn't
he
watch
was
that,
excellent.
but I watched that was what was that? That was Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
wasn't it?
Yeah, he showed up in Hawkeye. If you've never watched Daredevil, you need to watch Daredevil.
There's too many seasons to get caught up on.
There's 3.
There's
don't get
3 and they're 5, like 7, 8 episodes.
Yep. Actually, I want you to go watch them right now. You can come back when you're done.
See you tomorrow. All right, so I got a couple questions. Let's turn this around so I'm not so quiet. Well, that's it. You can't fix stupid, you know. There's not even medication for that.
Depends on the questions.
Well, no, I was just gonna ask about, like, since I don't remember a whole lot about it,
Mhm.
what about the first movie, the very, very first one, is something that sticks out in your brain? One, you know how you watch a movie, you see one specific scene in your head, and it's
Well, for me,
it's what brings
How
up.
realistic the dinosaurs looked.
but it was the Dilophosaurus scene with with Newman and all that. That as a kid, actually jumped when it had the little whatever the things are popped out and all that. I mean, I'm like 6, 7 years old. So, I mean, it scared the shit out of me.
There were a lot of scary moments in that movie when you're like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yep.
But I mean, I think the one scene for me that sticks out was always the very first appearance of the T-Rex.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, I don't remember that. See, for me, not seeing, because I haven't seen it in a long time, but for me, the thing that comes out in my mind was when the T-Rex was chasing them with Jeff Goldblum in the back.
Yep.
That's the first appearance. Well, it's
Well,
the second time he appears in the movie,
yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But for me, because you get that sense, it's like
Faster.
well, it's like for me, it's like Jaws, but on land, because like you know it's coming.
Yeah, and that's actually the way Steven Spielberg described the movie during his press junket. He said, "I basically took Jaws, rewound it 65 million years, and made it run 25 miles an hour."
Yep.
Damn, I'm good.
One thing that sticks out about like Jurassic World, and this is because I took my nephew to see it. He was probably
Now we're talking the new.
the first Jurassic World movie, not this newest one. The
I
first
like
Jurassic World.
That was good.
What stood out for me is I took my nephew to go see it, and he was probably 7, 8. I can't remember how many years ago it came out. He's 14 now. And when the Raptors were chasing them on the truck, and you get the scene of the guy that's sitting in the back of the truck, the Raptor just jumps up. My nephew jumped, and he's at the time was much shorter, and I swear he jumped up so high that if I'd have looked over, we could have looked eye to eye. He jumped so high. And I already went and saw it before then, because that's what you always do when you're taking kids to a movie, so that way you know what the movie is when you got to take 12 bathroom breaks. But it took me 10 minutes after that to stop laughing, and he's just eyeing me and
So I can't. So to me, I think one of the greatest moments from Jurassic World was the very first time you see the Indominus Rex. Because that thing was an intimidating looking dinosaur. And I saw that movie in IMAX.
Wasn't that like a hybrid of the T-Rex?
T-Rex and the Velociraptor.
Yes.
That's right. Because that's how, and see, for me, for that movie, like I don't really have one that sticks out, so to speak, because that movie was all action from almost the beginning to the end. But I thought, before, because you didn't know that you could, in the movies, that you could communicate in some way with a dinosaur. but the way that he was able to train the
Mhm.
raptors and
It
give
added,
them
a new
commands.
dynamic.
Well, not just that, but I mean, they actually impressed on that further in Fallen Kingdom,
Mhm.
because they show the video of him watching Blue be born,
Yep.
and he imprinted on Blue from the second she hatched.
Mhm.
So Blue was already had a connection with, I can't remember his name, the character.
Owen Grady, I think.
Owen, yeah.
Yep.
So that to me was really cool, and I'm just like, okay, that's how he was able to train it, and he turned Blue into the pack leader,
Mhm.
so that the other raptors would fall in line and
Yep.
follow his commands too, which was something that they did reveal in the original Jurassic Park, was that the raptors are pack hunters.
Mhm.
And see that's the thing I'm interested to see about this new one, is to see how that transpires, because you see the trailer where Blue shows up and the baby raptor or the daughter, whatever, gets taken, and she, of course, I think the way it was portrayed or the way they give it off, it gives that vibe of, she's mad at Owen
I'm not saying
because
anything. Y'all haven't seen it. It would all be spoilers.
but I
for me.
mean, just based off the trailer, like she almost blames him for what happened.
Well, did you see the 2 10-minute prequels that were released like 2 years ago?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they did like 2 10-minute prequels, and they dive into that a little bit in them. But I'm really excited to see this movie. I know it's getting a bad rap from critics and some fans even too. But if you go into it thinking that you're going to see a movie where dinosaurs are eating people, you're going to have a good time.
Mhm.
If you go into it expecting the Dark Knight of dinosaur movies, then yeah, you're probably going to be disappointed.
I'll give my thoughts when y'all have both seen it.
Yeah. I want to try to take my wife here soon, but we got CRS races the next couple of weekends, so it's going to be a little bit before I have free time. But Lost World.
Yes.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about the Lost World was the fact that you finally get to see a Stegosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The Stego was always one of my favorites, and you actually get to see that pack mentality of the raptors on display.
Yep.
When they're running through the high grass trying to get to the communications.
Oh man. I mean, it's like so few visuals, as far as effects go for that, just the grass part and all that, but I guess powerful would be the right word for that.
And you just see people just like, falling backwards like they're slipping on banana peels.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the first raptor until I think it jumps through the glass of the communication.
Yeah, like I think you'll see the hint of a tail after a couple of them, but that's about it. Yeah,
and the noise that they make. Yeah, but other than that, you don't see a full-fledged raptor for like 10 minutes.
Yep.
How does that go again?
I'm not doing that again. not that kind of show.
Yet.
Wow.
But, I mean, is there anything redeeming about Jurassic Park 3 other than finally seeing a Spinosaurus?
No.
I mean, again, seeing the pterodactyl aspect of it, from the book, after reading the book is cool, and then Grant being in it is always a plus. But besides that, not really. I mean, I still
other
watch
than the Spinosaurus.
Yes, but I don't watch it. I've seen it probably, I would say, like 5 or 6 times, and that's just because I watch a lot of the marathon type stuff. But I mean, I've probably seen Jurassic Park and Lost World 30, 40 times a piece throughout my life.
Yeah,
it's been out for a long time.
Good Lord, man.
Well, how many times have you seen Ghostbusters, Josh?
Which one? 1984?
Yes.
If I'm being honest, not that many. Probably 10.
Good night, everybody. That was Crossing the Mic for this week.
Thanks for having us.
Just being honest, there's some movies I just can't watch over and over and over and over and over.
Oh, I can.
Regardless of what it is. It's just, I dare I say I'm weird like that, but yeah, I'm weird like that.
But this is the same man that admitted right at the beginning of the show that he's seen Ghostbusters Afterlife at least 10, 15 times.
Actually, I mean, I really, really enjoyed that though. Like,
It's a really good movie,
and it's
but
not to say the original's horrible. That's not what I'm saying. I just,
that's what it sounds like.
for some reason, I related to that one a little bit differently than I did the original. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because I mean, I got into all these movies like growing up, like as a kid, so I've grown up with a love for them.
Well,
It wasn't something I got into later.
What I mean is, like,
I was born the same year that Ghostbusters came out, so it was in my blood when I was born.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, something about that movie, I don't know what it was, that it just made me look at it a tad bit differently. You know, you just have some movies you watch, you just have that feeling like you're engulfed by the movie. The movie's grabbed you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park.
That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's bad. That's not what I'm
TMNT.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all.
We need to talk about the Fly. I have the McFarlane Fly figure.
Nice. Yeah. Is it Grendel Fly or is it just Grendel?
Hang on one second. I'll be right back.
Boy. There he goes.
I get no credit for knowing that the name of the character was Grendel Fly. I'm very disappointed.
Oh boy. He said, "Here we go."
It is Grendel Fly.
Mm-hmm. Yep, full on.
I like it a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean,
I was in Iraq and ended up watching it. I'm like, shit, there used to be a figure about that. So I went and found it and probably spent more than it was,
you should have.
Came out. Yeah, probably.
But I mean, yeah, so I mean, nothing really redeeming happened in Jurassic Park 3 other than we got to see the Spinosaurus, the pterodactyls, Grant. But I mean, other than that, I think the first major comeback for that franchise was definitely Jurassic World.
Oh, yes.
And they did amazing things with that story. I do actually have a story about when me and my wife went to go see it. This was obviously the unfortunate summer that Ghostbusters 2016 came out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the very first trailer they play is for Ghostbusters 2016.
And you were like, I'm out.
Well, I had not really seen the trailer at that point. I'd have been kind of staying away from it just in case I decided to go see it. I wanted to go into it without any pre-recollections or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was writing a Ghostbusters fan film based on the Northeast Ohio Ghostbusters at that point. And I was actually working with a fan film lawyer that helps you with copyright and things like that. Like they'll submit it and be like, yes, you can use that. No, you can't use that. That kind of violates the terms of this and blah, blah, blah. Also, mind you, this was pre-Ghost Corps. Yeah. So franchises did not have the right to use certain imagery at that point. All of a sudden, I'm watching the trailer and a moment that I had put in my fan film pops up on the screen. And in a very Marty McFly Back to the Future 2 moment, I just go, the son of a bitch stole my idea. And everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, man. But then I went, boo! And everybody started cheering. Then the movie started and everything got better.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, it had a really good Jurassic Park vibe while still doing their own thing.
And they mentioned that they did it all in memory of John Hammond, who obviously we know was dying at the end of Jurassic
Lost World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, InGen still very much in play, which I thought was a great nod to that.
Yep.
Fallen Kingdom actually had a very similar feel to Lost World in the vein that people were going to the island to try to get the dinosaurs off to open Jurassic Park. I think it was Los Angeles.
I think so.
They tried it in San Diego, and that didn't work very well. I mean, dogs got eaten, pools got drank.
Yeah, for me with the second Jurassic World movie, like the first half I absolutely loved because it felt a lot like Lost World, but then they got into more of the, I don't know, genetic stuff that, you know, for dinosaur related is fine, but for some of the other stuff they were doing, like the
kid, the granddaughter, I was just like, what are you doing, Dr. Juan? Like, Benson and Stabler would arrest your ass for this shit.
I just did not enjoy the last half of the movie because of a lot of that stuff. And it's not that it didn't have good scenes, and it's not that it's a bad movie, because it's not. Because I mean, the first half I absolutely loved while they're on the island, but after that, it's kind of
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of good stuff at the end of the movie, though, too.
Well, some great scenes.
Yeah, and I mean, the story of Juan, or Dr. Wu, he's called in this. I keep calling him Wong because of Law and Order. But I love the fact that they revealed that he was a villain the entire time, even going all the way back to the Hammond years.
Yeah,
that he actually was the one that tipped off Dodson that convinced Nedry to steal the DNA to begin with.
Yep.
So I mean, that part of it was really good. Now the cloning of the little girl and the genetic manipulation of the little girl, that was a little wonk. Like I didn't understand that part of it.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that character plays a bigger role in Dominion, just so we can kind of understand who she is a little bit more. But judging by the look on your face, that's a no.
No. I'm not saying anything at all until you have seen the movie.
Sometimes it's not saying something, it's the look.
That's why I'm not looking.
But no, you know, I'm really looking forward to Dominion. You know, we still haven't seen Maverick yet either.
What? Don't what him when you're talking about I haven't only seen movie. It was great. I went and saw it a second time. I absolutely loved it.
I need to go see it again.
No, you need to see Jurassic World first so I can finally talk about it on the show.
All right, let's pause the show and we'll go see it now.
Okay.
If somebody wants to cash at me, you know, $15 so I can go see it. But no, like I'm really looking forward to Dominion. You know, I know what it is. It's a Jurassic Park movie. I already know what to walk into expecting.
Yep.
You know, so if I'm disappointed, then it was just a bad Jurassic Park movie. But if I go into it saying it's a Jurassic Park movie, it's the 6th movie in a series, I already know what I'm getting into. Dinosaurs eating people, and you know, probably BD Wong talking about more genetic manipulation. I'll be fine. You know, but there's that added bonus of having Ellie, Grant, and Malcolm back. I mean, because we got to see Malcolm very briefly at the end of Fallen Kingdom. So, you know, already we knew that they were coming back.
Yep.
You know, and if this is the end, because they keep saying it's the end of the Jurassic era.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to go into the Cretaceous now? I mean,
Triassic. I mean,
let's hope not.
Although it's funny, is because a lot of the dinosaurs that have been in these movies were not all.
We're all Cretaceous period anyway.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, they're just fun monster movies. And that's what I keep trying to tell people. I'm like, go in there expecting Godzilla.
Yep.
Don't go in there expecting Avengers Endgame. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's a fucking monster eating people movie.
Endgame was okay.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Don't go in there expecting cinematic magic that's going to win Oscars.
Right.
It's a summer popcorn flick. That's all it is.
Yep. So it's an enjoyable watch. It really is.
I'm looking up
the down low for true feelings.
I'm looking up the box office already, though, just to kind of see. I mean, Top Gun Maverick's at 400 million, so that's probably going to be the #1 highest grossing movie of all time.
No, Jurassic World knocked it off for this year. Jurassic
For
World
this
made
week?
more than Top Gun did in the opening weekend.
But I'm saying all time because it's already at 400 million, and I think the only other movie that's ever made 400 million was Avatar: The Blue People movie.
Well,
So
Endgame did too.
well, Endgame was over $1 billion, I think.
Was it?
No, Spider-Man: No Way Home hit $1 billion. One of them did.
Mhm.
But Jurassic World, yes, it knocked it out of the top spot for the weekend
Mhm.
with 143.3 million domestic, 319 globally.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's the number 29 opening weekend of all time between Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at 146.5 and Twilight New Moon at 142.8 in 2007 or 2009. I'm sorry.
Hey, if you're a teenage girl, you like that.
It's also 31% behind Jurassic World at 208.8 and only 3% behind Fallen Kingdom, which came in at 148 million. Now, mind you, these are also post-COVID numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a huge return on investment for a movie post-COVID. And it's playing on almost 5,000 screens. It's the third widest release of all time behind Maverick and the live action version of Lion King.
No.
So we could be seeing more dinosaurs eating people movies.
Oh, we definitely will. Now that may be the end of like these characters' stories, but I'm sure there's still plenty of stories to be told within the world.
I mean, we've now had 2 movies with both Ellie Grant and Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
We've had now 3 movies with Malcolm.
4, technically.
4. Well, cameo. And yeah.
That's where the technically comes in.
Right. 2 with Grant.
3 now. Park 3.
Oh, yeah.
And the same thing with Ellie. She was in 3
Ellie.
too.
Yeah. Oh, on the phone, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had 3 with Owen and Bryce Dallas Howard's character. So, yeah, I mean, I think that puts a nice big wrapped bow on both of those storylines.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't. I'm only speaking from what I'm anticipating. But if they wanted to do something else, because now obviously the dinosaurs are living in the open world.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there are other stories you can tell with that, probably. I mean, but just a fun popcorn flick. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, I can convince my wife to go see Maverick with me tomorrow night. And
that
and
shouldn't
then,
be too much convincing.
I mean, she wants to go see it, but her mom and her brother want to go see it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I told her, I'm like, if you want to go see it with them, go ahead. Obviously, this isn't anything that I'm all that worried about. They love Top Gun. I how many more times can I listen to Danger Zone before I want to rip my eardrums out? But
at least one more time.
Well, hold on. Let me cue it up.
Just remember, fuck. I'm the one that holds the button that ends your broadcast.
It's true.
Hey, that's all good, dog. Oh, Jesus.
But out of 5 stars, what would you give Dominion?
And honestly, I feel like I need to see it again. Because I'm trying to figure out if I enjoyed the movie more so for the nostalgia. Because the nostalgia is strong.
I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that.
But see, then I go into more and kind of story's okay.
Okay.
But the nostalgia is great. And so it's one of those I really need to go see it again just to determine, You know, if it's just for the nostalgia as why I enjoyed it like I did, or if it's kind of an overall. But the more I look back on it, I think more nostalgia. But
is it Ghostbusters Afterlife level nostalgia, or is it
I'd say
less?
it's stronger than that.
Really?
Yeah,
Terminator Genesis nostalgia?
probably closer to that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to say better done than Genesis. It's been a while since I watched that one too. So
Well, I mean, we did pretty much get the entire repeat of the first movie for like the first 30 minutes. And
the nostalgia is strong in this movie, but it's not slap you in the face.
okay. Okay. I mean, I didn't feel like it was slapping me in the face in Ghostbusters Afterlife either. I think it was,
And it's probably high, Genesis level of nostalgia, but done in Afterlife way. Does that make sense?
that sounds like an excellent movie.
And that's what I'm saying. The nostalgia level
Okay.
for this movie is phenomenal in so many
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I've been hearing from a ton of people that the nostalgia level is like kicked up to 100 in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously that's going to make any longtime franchise fan happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, all I want to see is a clear and concise ending to this story.
Mm-hmm.
Have the warm and fuzzies for the nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see dinosaurs eat motherfuckers. That's all I want. If I get those three things, I go home happy.
Yeah. I have a fun fact for you. You remember in the trailer where they're at that park and they show the park and the dude gets eaten?
Mm-hmm.
That guy is actually a fan of the movie. He wasn't an actor. And he won some kind of contest. Chris Pratt was talking about that. He won some kind of contest, and that was his reward, is
To get eaten by dinosaurs. That sounds like the greatest contest ever.
Okay.
But
I got a fun fact that'll make you feel better about the Ghostbusters movie that's coming out. The director of the full-length animated motion picture of Ghostbusters that is going to be coming out probably within the next year or two is directed by somebody that was an extra in Ghostbusters 2.
Ooh. Interesting.
That shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Just got to Google it.
You just directed the Google's name. Yeah, that made sense.
It did.
Reverse that.
And he was never hired as an actor or as an extra in the movie. Him and his family were literally walking through Central Park and they're like, "Hey, we're filming Ghostbusters. Do you want to be in the movie?" And, the family was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I'll give you the scene that he's in. It's after the river of slime has overflowed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the montage through the city where the slime is affecting everything and Flip City is playing.
Yes.
When the big giant monster crawls underneath the arch and puts his arms through it.
Yes.
He's in that moment.
Oh.
He actually tweeted out a
nice.
He actually tweeted out a picture of it and said, "This is why I got hired." Or when they asked me to direct the new Ghostbusters animated movie, this is why I was acted like a god and said yes. But this person was also handpicked by Jason and Gil, so I trust Jason and Gil.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's awesome.
Does that make you feel better?
I need to get a hold of that guy.
I think he's a little busy.
A little bit.
Yeah, me too. I did, just on the side note, I did message Gil.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get a response, but hey, I can say I did it.
Shoot your shot.
All right. So
I will say this. I did reach out to Jason Reitman during COVID to try to talk to him, and I was really close to making that happen. and then that's when he decided to go and re-edit the movie.
Yeah.
So I do have a question with that. How do I get in contact with these people other than Instagram? That's all I know.
You got to
That's
know.
That's how I reached out to him.
Well,
But
I
also
mean,
back then, he wasn't in charge of Ghost Corp. You know, he was just the director of the next Ghostbusters movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, him and Gil are 100% in charge of Ghost Corp. So they're way busier. And you might have to try to reach out to Ghost Corp, but good luck.
yeah, I've already tried that.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Break time?
Time for a break.
Yeah.
Break me
Okay.
off the Kit Kat bar.
All right. We'll be back in a bit.
What's
yeah.
up, Amanda?
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back? Yeah.
You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they're giving them, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud, you better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head
You're
south.
never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back? Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joey ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Through some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. I know this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. It's your chance to be ruthless. It's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see you make it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared I walk a straight path. Not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. I could feel the butterflies multiply every time I meet your eyes. Amplify deep inside once I feel your skin on mine. Though I try, I can't hide all the ways I feel inside. You're everything I want in life. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. Got a body and she naughty, never want her off me. Hot like wasabi, hot like some coffee. We drink like a hobby, like to get sloppy. We ain't never stopping. Yeah. I just wanna drink with this girl all day. I don't wanna think, I just want to play. Keep me underneath the sheets while we sleep all day. I just wanna feed everything I crave. I recall the first day that I met you. How could I forget you? No, I don't regret you. Hope I don't upset you. I miss laying in bed too. Your head up on my chest, you were never second best, boo. Sipping on some liquor, we remember all the good times. Live a little quicker, thinking bigger, wish we could climb. Look up in the mirror, seeing clearer for our first time. Just a couple sinners, man, I wish I could reverse time. Yeah, we fake it till we make it, or we break it off and hate it. Getting faded, getting naked, every time I feel impatient. And sometimes I can't escape it, I just wanna feel you shaping. Like my dreams, I can't sit back, I have to chase them. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have.
And now we're back. Okay. So before we finish up what we were going to talk about, it's time for the world premiere. You ready?
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I'm the one that did it.
All I got to do is button.
Don't tease me with a good time.
All right, here we go. Check this out. Premiering tomorrow, 6 a.m. Everywhere you get podcasts. Yeah. It's the world premiere. Everywhere you get podcasts. So let's just jump right on in. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Samuel Frauenstein. I've been a competitive strongman from South Africa for, probably 13, going on 14 years now, which just basically means that I'm really old. But yeah, man, it's been good fun. Been blessed to compete a bit, internationally, and do one or two big shows. So yeah, it's been a great run so far.
That's awesome. So, can you tell me what inspired you to become a strongman competitor?
It's an interesting story, actually. Growing up, I was, I played rugby professionally. Rugby in South Africa is pretty big. Unfortunately, I wasn't. I was the smallest kid around, and I got thrown around like a rag doll, man. So got to a point where I thought, let me take a year off from rugby and just, focus on putting on a bit of size. At that point, a friend of mine competed at World's Strongest Man. And, I started training with him, and I thought, this looks really stupid. Let's do this. This looks like a really silly idea. So, it was extreme. It was crazy. It's something that just really appealed to me. And, I remember at that point probably weighing half what I do now. I'm about 280, 285 now. And I mean, mate, I was barely $140 with change in my pockets. So it was tough, but just loved it. I just loved the fact that, starting out, I didn't know what my body was capable of doing. And I'd look at these weights and I'd be like, impossible. 2-3 years later, that was the weights I was playing around with. So once that bug bit, man, I was in. And it's, through a ton of injuries, I'm still doing it and loving every second of it.
That's awesome. Did you have a competitor that maybe you looked up to kind of give you some inspiration?
Absolutely. I've been very lucky. The locally, there's a few guys, Henny Jordan, Etienne Smith. It's guys that have all done World's Strongest Man. Gerard van Staden, who I'm very close with. Those guys they've taken me under their wing ages ago, and just kind of showed me what the sport is about. It's so much more than just going and lifting weights and moving weights. It's that camaraderie. And what I love about the sport, and something that they instilled in me at very early in my career, was supporting the competition. Supporting your competitor, rooting for him to do as good as he can. Because for us, or for me anyway, if I want to win, I want to beat the best at their best. I don't want them having an off day and me kind of squirming in there. And that's great, because that just means that the guys want the best for each other. And I haven't seen that in another sport yet. So, that's something that I absolutely love. I've been fortunate to make friends with a few of the international guys, Evan Singleton, Machas Balzac, a lot of the guys, and they've been great, and they've got the same kind of approach that I do. So it's really nice to see that it's the same all over the world. And one of the biggest international comps I competed in was the Arnold Strongman Classic out in Australia, and it was the same vibe, man. You had all the big pros, all the world's strongest man guys there, and it was all the same. They were just so happy when you hit a specific weight that you've been training for, whether it's heavy in their eyes or not. They were just really happy for you. So I love that. I love that it's level across the board. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I talked to I believe his name is JF Caron from Canada recently, and he said the same
Caron,
thing.
yeah.
That the strongman community is a very tight knit community.
Very much so, mate. I mean, JF, what a phenomenal athlete, an absolute legend in the sport. What we need to still learn, he's forgotten. He suffered a really bad injury at Arnold's, Ohio this year. But just an incredible athlete. You saw him at World's Strongest Man. It was the first time in, I think, 10 years he didn't compete. But he was there supporting his fellow Canadians, supporting his friends. And, dude, that's a championship attitude right there. Most of the guys would be, well, I'm not competing, so screw this. I won't be there. That fear of missing. He was there, man. And he was supporting the guys, giving them advice, helping, the younger guys. So that's what it's about. And there's such an incredible respect between the competitors for what we do and for what we put our bodies through, So there's always just that quiet nod of just respect, regardless of how strong you are. The fact that you're putting your body through what you're doing, it's a pretty cool thing, man. So yeah, that's my favorite part of strongman is the incredible people I've met along the way and all of the fantastic friendships I've managed to make.
Yeah, and I always have kind of the same question when it comes down to your training regimen. What do you do to get ready for a competition?
Yeah, the training is tough. I'm fortunate. I'm coached by Lil Bianchi from the OTG group, and she's taken my training to a whole different level. Basically, about 12, 16 weeks out from a competition, we'll have an idea of what the events are, and then we'll start working in and around those events. The rep ranges that we would need to do. Generally, the training, the first 4 weeks, 8 weeks, starts off a little lighter and more high volume. And that then progresses as we go along to heavier weights, less volume, until about 2 weeks before the competition, you kind of pushing your absolute maximum as much as you can. And then we take a week off, or I take a week off generally before a big comp, just to let the body rest, all the niggles rest a bit. And in that time, I just, focusing on the diet, make sure that I keep the food relatively clean in the sense that the nutrients are quite dense, quite high. You put your body through a lot. So, dude, eating, it's the eating and sleeping that last week. That's it. That's pretty much all I do. I'm, like a bear in hibernation. And during that time, I try and visualize the events, that we're going to be doing, kind of see them in my head, get a feel for them, so that when I get to the platform or when I get to the arena, it doesn't feel new. It feels like, oh yeah, I've been here before. And you kind of visualize the way you want it to go. Obviously, not everything goes the way you want to, on the day. So you tend to plan a little for contingencies. And, I heard somewhere some good advice. A mate of mine told me that to be a good strongman, you need to have a very short memory. Because if you screw up an event, you need to be able to forget it very quickly and focus on the next one. So it's something that I've been trying to be better at. And it's it's a challenge, man. It always is. It's so much fun. So yeah, I just try and stick to the plan, stick to the protocol. Fortunately, like I said, my coaches take care of most of the thinking. I'm not there to think.
Right.
I'm just there to lift. So yeah, so that's pretty much where it gets. I know a lot of the newer guys, about a week, 2 weeks out from the competition, they freak out. They try new diets, new methods, new this, new that. And that's the last thing you should ever do. Keep the program, keep the process as you were for the previous 16 weeks. An interesting story, a friend of mine competed at a big competition out in China. And when he arrived there, he decided, for whatever reason, to change his diet a week out from the competition. And let's just say his gastrointestinal system did not agree with that. And he lost about 25 pounds in that week and ended up having to withdraw. So, yeah, stick to what you know, man. And don't eat shellfish in China, period.
So when it comes down to your calorie consumption, I know it's pretty high on a daily basis, but what would you say that your calorie count usually is?
Okay. Yeah, the calories are definitely on the higher side. Purely because you're putting your body through what you're putting it through. At the moment, my maintenance calories is sitting at about 4,900. So that's what I eat without having to worry about bulking up or losing a bit of weight or whatever. So if I eat 4,900 calories a day, I stay pretty much where I am. Leading into a competition, we'll start upping that by about 200 to 400 calories every 2 weeks, so that the weight I'm putting on is decent, and also that it doesn't overload my system to a point where all my energy is spent digesting the food and I've got no energy left for training. As silly as that sounds, mate, that's a real thing. When I get to about 6,500 calories, I'm so tired of just eating, and because by the time you finished eating, you need to have the next meal already. When you get to train at the end of the day, you got 4,000 calories in your system. You're a bit sluggish. You're a little tired from eating, so that becomes a little tricky. So I try and just keep an increased increments. I try and keep that small, so that it's not a massive shock to the system. And 6,000 calories, 6,500. It sounds like a lot. I mean, if you look at the big guys, the JF Carons or the Brian Shaws of the world, those guys are having 12, 13, 14,000 calories. But then again, they also weigh, just over 400 pounds. So, no, it's a crazy thing to feed these guys.
I would imagine that being on that training regimen, for a lot of people who aren't doing what you do, of course, eating is enjoyable, but probably by the end of your training, you're kind of not wanting to consume a lot of food.
Brother, I have this conversation with people often. The bodybuilders, they tell me, "Oh, it's so terrible. I'm hungry all the time." And I'm like, dude, I would kill to be hungry. I would fucking kill to be hungry. It's like a full. I mean, eating is easy if you're hungry. If you're not, it's tough. I remember preparing for Africa's Strongest Man end of last year, and when my calorie count was at its highest, it was about 6,500, almost borderline 7,000. I would have my last meal at 1:30 in the morning. I just don't have an appetite, and I would sit there, and it would be 200 grams of steak and let's say 300 grams of jasmine rice or whatever. And it would take me 45 minutes to an hour to eat that. And when you cut the meat, right, and you cut it into a smaller piece and you cut that into a smaller piece because you just can't stomach it. So that is tough. That really, really is. But it makes all the difference. It really makes all the difference. So fortunately, my nutritional coaches, they find ways around swapping out maybe more calorie dense food. Towards the end, I'll have a lot of my calories as shakes. I'll just throw everything in the blender, man, blend it up, button the nose, off you go, just to get it in, So it really gets to a point where the food isn't enjoyable, but it's fuel. So yeah, I would challenge anybody. I would swap any bodybuilder any day. Force feeding is worse than being hungry. I'm pretty sure.
Sir.
But it comes with
when
the
you
territory.
travel, have you come across any issues when you do travel, whether it be in planes or cars, just because of the general mass of how big you are?
Yeah, it is difficult. Unfortunately, nowhere near as big as the really big guys, but you're about double the size of the average guy. So whenever you get onto a plane, everybody, you walk in, and I'm the last guy to get on the plane, and everybody starts kind of looking around. Please God, don't sit next to me. Don't sit next to me. So, and unfortunately, every now and then, the stewardess takes pity on me and moves people around, so I've got an extra seat next to me. If they don't, I end up always sitting on top of the poor guy next to me or the poor lady next to me, and it's just uncomfortable for everyone. So it is a challenge, especially when you've got those long flights. I mean, the flight to Australia was, because there was so many stopovers, it ended up being like a 30-hour transit. And not a happy camper. When it comes to, it's crazy, man. And then the other problem is the amount of food they feed you on the plane is very little. So, you've always got carry-on with you. And then you open the Tupperware and you're eating, and people just, I don't know, they find it strange. It's something I'm used to now. But you get the odd stare and kind of weird look.
That's right.
And,
so we kind of touched on your training, right? But when you're on the road going to a competition, is there a regimen that you stay on to keep your size and mass up if you're away from home as far as eating?
Absolutely, mate. I've got when it comes to something like that, if I try and plan ahead, so I'll make sure that where I stay, the accommodation is always near a supermarket or a restaurant or whatever the case may be. If I can't do that, then I try and find a butchery in the area nearby. I'll call ahead and make arrangements for that. If that doesn't work, my supplement sponsor then generally just kind of packs into the boot of the car. It just fills it up with protein and all kinds of stuff. Fortunately, in South Africa, jerky, or as we call it, biltong, it's very popular, and it's pretty much readily available everywhere. So that then becomes my staple protein source. I'll get a couple of packets of that, just kind of load it into the bag, and off I go. So you tend to kind of figure it out. One thing I did, I once boiled an egg inside a kettle. It was the craziest thing, because I didn't have a stove. I was like, kettle eggs. Okay, this could work. Banged them in there, and half of them was overcooked. The other half was undercooked. And at that point, you just like, fuck it, just get in there, So you do. It isn't fun, but it's become a part of my routine, like brushing my teeth and praying at night before I go to bed. It's part of the routine. So it's something that I plan ahead. Holidays are tricky. Like over Christmas or whatever the case may be, you go and see the family, and their concept of eating is very, very different than mine. So, they'll be like, okay, cool, guys, we've had breakfast. We're going to eat again tonight. I'm like, no, I've got 3 or 4 meals that have to have. So it's tricky, but, fortunately they're really good with that. They've come to understand that, when you go and visit friends and you have to take your own food, some of them frown upon it.
So when you've done the Arnold Classics, have you had the honor of meeting Arnold himself?
I have. It was fantastic. I met him in Australia briefly, and interestingly enough, that was in March of the year, and in May of the same year, we had the Arnold Africa Classic in South Africa, and he was there, and I competed again, and man, I couldn't believe it. But he recognized me and greeted me by name, and it was the most incredible, most humbling experience that a guy of that stature remembered, who I was. And I think that's part of his incredible charm, and that's part of what makes him Arnold, is his immense passion for the athletes. Arnold is about the spectators, absolutely, but he makes the athletes feel incredibly special. Every single time I've been fortunate enough to compete at the Arnolds, he's been there. He's come to watch, and when Arnold's there, man, it's like you get this kick of adrenaline out of nowhere, and you just surprise yourself, because you can't miss a lift with the Terminator watching you. I mean, that would be the most unforgivable thing I'd ever do in my life. So, it's a crazy story. We had a car deadlift one year, and getting ready to do it, and I can't even remember the weight. It was 850 or 880 for reps. I can't even remember. But needless to say, it was a weight that I've not lifted before. And I'm strapping in. I'm thinking to myself, I can see Arnold coming. I hope he turns at the CrossFit, because he can't be here when I miss this lift. And he turns, and he's there. And I'm going, oh, God. Mate, I was pulling and pulling. At one point, my ears were popping. I was deaf for like 2 events. Blood was coming. It was just coming out of every orifice. But, managed to kind of get it, and looked comfortable-ish. And then when he kind of turned and left, that's the point where I collapsed and, right into the fetal position until the next event. So,
right.
But man, that's why we do the sport, right? It's for moments like that, where you surprise yourself, and you're in the presence of somebody great. If it wasn't for the sport, I would never have the opportunities I have. I'd never have met the people I have, never seen the places I have. So it's an incredibly humbling experience, and one that
I was on your
grateful
Instagram earlier today, and I saw where you were doing the log lift, where you had hurt your arm. What happened there? Yeah.
Tricep, that's right. But it was the national log press and deadlift competition. Log press is, it's my favorite event in the world. It's one that I'm really, really comfortable with, to my own detriment. The weight that I use there, was about 150 kilos. What's that in pounds? 300 and something. It's a weight that I do quite often in training. And, it was a great buzz. There's a lot of people, felt good, curled it, and it felt really strong. And I felt like, man, I can do this forever. Pressed it out. And my showmanship or arrogance, or whatever you want to call it, got the better of me. And I decided to stand on one leg with a weight overhead, which I've done in the gym. And it always gets a nice little chuckle. Unfortunately, at this time, I don't know, my balance was a little off. And as I lifted the other leg to stand on one, the weight shifted onto the left arm, and it ruptured the tendon right off the bone. And you just heard the snap. And I've had some really bad injuries in the past. I've had to have both my knees replaced because of a car flip. I've had 3 hip replacements. I've had to get, the pecs reattached. So when that happened, I knew it was off the bone. And it's the funniest thing. The first thing that popped into my head, and I think it pops into most athletes' heads like that, is how long am I going to be out for? It's not about the pain. It's not about anything else. It's how long am I going to be out for? And went to the hospital immediately, and I don't know if it was the swelling or whatever it was, but it was misdiagnosed. I was just told that it was a small strain. I'll be fine. And so for the next 3 weeks, I was, kind of doing my thing. And the thing just did not get better. So ended up seeing an orthopedic surgeon, and he immediately told me, we need to operate tomorrow. We need to get the tendon ruptured. Did the operation, and it was incredibly successful. So it's back, it's attached. And, hopefully by early next year, I'll be strong enough to compete again. It is what it is, mate. When you've got these weights, injuries that's the price of admission. You look at all these incredible rodeo cowboys, and they're all broken and busted, but that's the price of admission. That's the price you pay. And so it's not great, it's not fun, but every day, doing the rehab work, doing what I need to do, and it's getting stronger. And hopefully, like the other injuries, I managed to come back stronger than I was before the injury. And that's the plan on the cards again. So hopefully by early next year, I'll be able to do that again. I won't be doing it on one leg, though. I will be keeping both feet firmly tucked on the ground. But you have fun. That's the idea, right? If I did that and it worked, it would have been really great. And it didn't. So only me to blame, no one else. But
so when you're not doing the strongman
it's good fun.
competitions, I saw on your Instagram that you are a producer of sorts. What kind of projects do you have?
So that's what pays the bills. I'm a film producer, have been for the last 15 years. Some of the, a lot of local film stuff like that, but probably the biggest or most well-known film that I've been involved with was a movie called District 9, which we did with Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp. So that was a ton of fun to do. But yeah, locally, and I love it. I've produced close to 40 films now. I've been involved with close to 40 feature productions, and it's not like I work, man. It's the biggest fun in the world. I get to make movies for a living. I get to dream up beautiful scenes and scenarios, and I get to work with the most talented actors. And I've been very fortunate to have done a few films with Daryl Ruitt, who is an Oscar-nominated and Oscar-winning director. So it's been awesome. And to be able to have that as a creative outlet is amazing. I'm incredibly blessed. I get to lift heavy things at night.
Yeah, that's a win-win.
And during the day, I get to make pretty pictures. So what's not to love?
Have you met any actors, or is there anything coming up that you would like to work with certain actors?
Oh, absolutely. I've been fortunate to have met one or two, bigger names. But currently the favorite actors or that I'd love to work with, mate, that's such a tough question. It would probably be somebody along the lines of Denzel Washington, Daniel Day-Lewis, just one of those real method actors, the guys that live the role on and off screen. I've been fortunate to have worked with, Jamie Bernadette, who's quite a well-known US actress. And working with her was absolutely phenomenal. She just brought this whole different level to film. She did a movie with Johnny Depp. She's done one or two other films, and so the stories have been incredible. Daryl Ruitt worked with Val Kilmer. He actually found Halle Berry. He's worked with a ton of them. So the stories that we were able to share on screen or off screen has been great. I did some work with Shannon Sossman, with Billy Zane, and there's been some really interesting guys. I'm not going to lie, there's been some crazy requests. I just nod and smile and wave. But for the most part, it's been incredible. And the thing I love the most is being able to see their process right before a take. What their process is, where do they go with their head, and that's inspiring. And I've taken a lot of that into my strongman training. That focus, that preparing, that type of stuff. I've managed to take quite a lot of that. And it's been amazing. So, no, mate, I'm in awe every day I get to go to work. It's fantastic. So, yeah, maybe one day, and I'm pretty sure if Denzel's watching your
So do you have any
Denzel,
possible
give us a call.
upcoming projects?
I'd love to work with you, dude. I do. I'm busy developing a horror film at the moment. I love horrors, man. It's the coolest thing to shoot. It's just so much fun. One of my horrors is actually on Amazon and Netflix at the moment. It's called The Lullaby. It's a bit twisted. It's a bit scary, but it's what it's supposed to be. So I'm in the process of that, and then we're busy editing a thriller, a crime-based thriller, which is called Brixton. It is based on in South Africa, the Brixton murder and robbery unit. It's famous. I mean, they did work with Scotland Yard, and it's kind of been disbanded. So I was always fascinated with the types of stories, the serial killer stories, that type of stuff. So that's why the John Wayne Gacy one, when you said that, I was like, dude, this is my jam. So we're busy editing that, and it looks phenomenal. It's so cool when you see it and you have this idea of what it's going to look like afterwards, and then you see it and it's better. You're like, man, that's really cool. So that's that excites me. So those are the two projects that that I am working on at the moment, and I'll absolutely keep you up to speed. And my last project, Lullaby and The Furnace, we both had premieres in Hollywood. So holding thumbs to be able to get a premiere out that side of the world again. It's always my favorite thing in the world to come and visit and hang out in the States and LA. It's great.
Definitely, very
I love
cool.
the place, man. I just absolutely love it.
I don't want to keep you too awful long. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a lot of fun chatting with you. Definitely would love to do it again, especially when you have a newer project coming up. That way we can kind of discuss that.
You bet, Josh. What I'll do is I will be sure once the trailer for the crime thriller is done and dusted, I'll be sure to get it sent to you first.
Yeah. World premiere, dog.
Big men, strong like bull.
That was a lot of fun for me. There was like a huge lag because, obviously, with him being in South Africa, there was a 6-hour time difference. But I got more of that coming up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more, actually. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. He was a very, very lively person.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully he does come to the area with
he had a personality about as big as he was.
Yeah. Hopefully he comes to comes to the States for that premiere, because I have a feeling that I'll be invited to that bad boy.
That would be cool.
All right. So before we jump back,
watching dinosaurs eat people.
Yeah. All right. Let's go over the show schedule.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just keeping with the updates. Make sure I get it in the.
Oh yeah, I'm all lost. It'll be all right. So I know Thursdays is different. Wednesdays
different.
are different, and yeah,
Fridays.
All right, so Monday. What's the Monday?
Monday. You want me to go that one?
Oh yeah.
Just Therapy with Sean Boyd and Ms. KT, 7 to 9. NASCAR, Crank It Up from the Growing Wings Adult Services Studio, 8:30.
There will be no episode of Crank It Up next week, as there is no race next week. So that'll be back June 27th after the premiere of NASCAR on NBC with updates from Nashville.
Nice.
All right, on Tuesday we got Timbuk Tuesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Don't miss it. Then we have Wildman Gary Winter. I think that's how you say that.
Yes.
7 p.m. to 11 p.m. on redlineradiolc.com, radio.co, and Redline Radio LLC app. Download on your Android, right? Android?
Yes. Fighting with them about the Apple one.
Then you have Broad Street South at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the Red Line banner page. And then, of course, you have one of the rookies crossing the mic, 8 p.m., 10 p.m., live from Roanoke, Virginia. Sorry.
Don't mispronounce the city. Everyone else always does.
Yeah, they do.
Give them the right pronunciation.
Hey, and you know what? Apparently, it still starts May 3rd. I love it.
All right, this is one of the ones. Okay, so Wednesdays. Let's see, is that one part of the same? Yeah. Sorry, this is one of the ones that's. Yeah, we're good. Sugar and Spice from the Growing Wings Adult Services Studio, 5 to 7. Sorry, on Wednesday. And you were saying that every continuing to serve and talking about balls are switching every week.
Yeah, 1 week it's continuing to serve. The next week it's talking about balls. This week it's talking about balls week.
Right, gotcha. All right. Both of those are from the Growing Wings Adult Services Studio from
9:30 to 11.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if they kept the same. So continuing to serve is there from 7 to 9 when they're on, and then talking about balls is 9:30 to 11 when it's their week.
Yes, and then starting in July after training camp and everything starts up for the Cleveland Clowns, talking about balls will go weekly.
Gotcha.
That's what that's about.
Mhm.
All right, on Thursday we have the Lex Vegas show, 7 to 8 p.m. Don't miss it. Then we have Broad Street South, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Club Pizzle, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then we have Money's Crazy Soundtrack, 12 p.m. to midnight, exclusively only on the Redline Radio LLC.com.
I believe that's supposed to be 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Did I say noon? I meant midnight.
That is a long show.
Yes, I like it.
I don't think there's enough music on the planet to keep my show on for that long.
You're saying you got what? Lex Vegas is your guest this week?
Yep, the Redline Roundup this week is going to be the Lex Vegas show. So Lex will be joining me live on the air in the studio, and we are going to discuss his professional wrestling career, obviously the Lex Vegas show. I guess he's acting now too, and he's also done some musical projects as well. He actually just sent me over his list of songs, and quite a few of them are by Lex Vegas.
Oh, man, so many hats.
Yes, and he also keeps talking about some pimp named Dick Beck, so I'm going to ask him what that's all about.
Very good, very good.
All right, so Fridays you got Unite for Change, which is from 5 to 6, and you've got Grapevine from 6 to 8. And then, as always, Money's Crazy Mind from the Growing Wings Adult Services Studio from 8 to 10.
Yep. This week I'm going to talk all about bullying and what the true definition of bullying is, what resources are available for parents to help children that are either being little asshole bullies or are being bullied. And I'm even going to share some of my own personal experiences being bullied in school and things of that nature. Please do not comment on this week's show. It will be in the can. I am out of town this weekend.
All right. On Saturday, we got 4th and 15 with Mel and Smooth. 2 to 4 p.m. Then we have the pregame show, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Cocktails and comedy with Jin, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
8:30 to 9:30.
Oh, there we go. Corrected.
All right. Then on Sunday, it's really funny out there from 5 to 6:55 p.m. News report 2 to 4. That starts
July 3rd.
July 3rd.
Yeah, he changed it.
Gotcha. And then let's see, Steel City Renegades from Growing Wings Adult Services Studio.
We will be back. We'll be back in July once training camp starts for the Steelers.
Yes.
So look at that. 3 sports shows on Redline Radio. Only one of them talks about the Cleveland Browns.
That just means you guys need to broaden your horizon a bit.
I thought that would be them broadening the horizon.
I don't know. All right. So we need ideas. Comment. Send me a message, whatever, for next week's episode.
Yep. It's going to be a surprise as far as
It'll be a
we have
surprise to me.
no idea.
All right. So things that are coming up as I try to figure this out. Let's see. What is it?
If you'd hurry up and watch Stranger Things, we can talk about that.
So
I did that a week ago.
I'm going back through it.
I've got a Throwback Friday coming out, or we do on the YouTube channel. We've got a couple of podcasts coming back out. Tomorrow is the one that we premiered tonight with Samuel Fraumstein. And then on Sunday, we've got, oh boy, what do we got? Actually, Thursday we got one coming up too. With it's a local food truck. Pretty much. Now, on the 22nd, we have somebody from the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. You'll have to stay tuned for that. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but
Is it the visual effects guy you premiered like 3 weeks ago?
negative. She had a very, very small part. Blanky miss it. Kind of at the beginning, but not really.
Dirt Farmer had a family?
Pretty much.
Yep. One of them.
Danielle Kennedy.
You just told us.
Well, he guessed it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
It's almost like I follow your page.
Good point. Or you can see what's on the YouTube channel. I'm a special kind of stupid. It's okay.
Aren't we all?
So what else?
I don't know. I do this.
You do this and I do that.
Yeah.
All right.
I have an idea for next week.
Rut-row.
You haven't done a top 10 in a while.
That's true.
That is true.
It's been,
Top
what,
10.
3 weeks, I guess.
Top 10 monster movies.
That would be, you have to actually watch them.
Damn it, man.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Although I do like that topic. If it's not next week, it'll be soon. If I have to give him 10 movies to watch, I will do it.
I think Tyler needs to come up with a rant. We haven't had one of those since the first episode.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I claimed up on the rant.
But you got time now.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to find a good one.
yeah.
If you guys want an example of how serious I get when I get into my rants, go back through my archive and look for the episode where I cuss out Facebook.
I'll have to do that. Because, I mean, the first show, it's like I didn't know what was going on, right? I didn't know to let loose. I'm still learning. I don't know.
You can even pre-record it. It doesn't have to be live.
I may have to.
That'd be all right. We can make it work.
Just looking through my movie shelf. And I got the light in
Well-
my eye, so I can't see anything that's over there.
In the top 10, we definitely want it to be something we haven't done. Not like movies or let's do something.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Top 10 Joker comics.
He would have had to have actually read comics.
Oh,
Brother.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. That's an easy one. We'll do top 10 wrestlers. Present or past.
oh, don't get me started. Do not get me started.
Let's do it. There it is. Whether it be WWE, WCW, New Japan,
AEW,
AEW,
TNA,
ECW.
ECW.
Let's do it.
All right, that works.
I like it.
So does that mean I get to come up with one?
What are you looking at me for?
I just work here.
You work here?
Mhm.
How much you getting paid?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Let's make that a thruple.
Let's do it. That'll be easy enough.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, dude, it's so easy. And on top of that, something I'd like everybody to do is come up with a Mount Rushmore for wrestlers that would be on your Mount Rushmore. Present or past?
Okay, so basically our top 4 could be the Mount Rushmore then, because if we're doing a top 10, the top 4 would end up being the Mount Rushmore, you would assume.
Let's do it. I like it.
Okay.
Because that could be 2 hours.
True.
And you know what we could also do? Well, we won't do 2 hours for the top 10. We'll make that somewhat quick.
I was going to say we can do like all-time favorite promos too.
Well, I was going to say that, or something that would be fun for me to do is to talk to somebody, go back and forth about the Monday Night Wars, because you can get that on Peacock. You can watch that. You don't have to watch them all because you're obviously not going to talk about all 16 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be a 2-parter.
There's also a couple of like 1-part specials that are up on the WWE network based on the Monday Night War too, so you don't have to watch all 16 episodes.
Yeah. But they go in more in depth with that though.
I've started it before. I just never,
dude,
I
it's
don't know that I ever
it's fantastic.
finished it.
So that's the plan.
So why don't we do it like this then? Because like you said, the top 10 and the promos or whatever, that ain't gonna fit 2 hours. So what if you did first hour top 10 Mount Rushmore, and then maybe like throw in your favorite promo, and then the second hour break down the Monday Night War and possibly NWO versus Attitude Era, since the only reason we got an Attitude Era is because of the NWO and ECW.
Cause and effect. Yeah, let's do it. And that could probably end up being 2 episodes. Maybe. We'll see. I like it. That'll be easy. That gives me easy homework to do on Thursday. I can binge watch all those episodes, no problem.
See, and I lived it, so I don't really need to go back and watch. Like, I have more than enough information on the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars because I listened to Eric Bischoff's podcast, 83 Weeks.
Yeah, he's brutal. He's a very smart guy, though. Very smart guy. When I say he's brutal, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, he's If he feels like you're right, he'll tell you you're right. If he feels like you're wrong, he's going to come after you.
Don't mention Dave Meltzer around him, though.
No. Well, I've heard that guy's a piece of shit anyway.
Okay, here's my problem with Meltzer, and we'll end the show with that. My problem with Meltzer is for 9.5 months straight, he said CM Punk is returning tonight on Raw. CM Punk is returning tonight on SmackDown. CM Punk is returning. CM Punk is returning. They're waiting for Chicago. They're waiting for the pay-per-view. They're waiting for this. They're waiting for that. Well, guess what, mofo? It's been 9 years and he just came back.
Now, I will say, you remember when he was on Backstage? That was through Fox. And
Yeah, Fox hired him. WWE did not.
Right. There were talks of him, of Fox trying to talk them into bringing him back for SmackDown, and they were super pissed when that didn't happen when he signed with AEW. Because they own, I think they own part of the rights for SmackDown now. Is this? I think it's. I don't know.
They don't own anything when it comes to SmackDown, but they paid WWE over $1 billion to bring SmackDown to Fox. So when Fox did that after show on the Fox Sports Network, WWE was actually mad at them for bringing in CM Punk because of the lawsuit that Punk has against them for medical negligence.
So I got it a little backwards.
But yes.
I like he's on AEW. I hate the fact that I can't watch it.
Well, he's not going to be in AEW for a little bit. He's got to go away for surgery.
Yeah.
9 months.
Yeah.
But he'll be back.
Oh, he already said he's coming back. But my problem is what do you do with the AEW World Heavyweight Championship during that time?
Aren't they talking about doing like an interim champion?
Yeah, which is stupid because
I
agree
with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Here's your belt. But when CM Punk comes back, you just got to hand it to him.
Yeah.
Punk doesn't have to re-earn it. I mean, he only hurt himself, but he doesn't have to re-earn it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem.
Unless they do like they did with Punk and Cena, where each one of them had the title.
There's talk of doing that too, and if they repeat that, then that's just stupid. I think the only way that would work, and I'm saying this because I'm licking that man's boots right now after the promo he gave a couple weeks ago.
MJF.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Because that man deserves every strap in the world.
He's like, I'll say this and then we'll end the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Mark Calloway was with The Undertaker. He stays in character no matter what. He lives the gimmick because it's what brings it to life.
Mm-hmm.
He's earned it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that too, but I mean, you see him and shoot interviews and he acts the same as he does on TV.
Oh, all right. So the first time I was ever introduced to MJF, and it goes into what you're saying, was WrestleCast. I think it was 2 when they were going live before All In, the very first All In, before we knew that the company was going to be named AEW. He was on the Taz show back when Taz had a podcast, and Taz was interviewing him. He was MJF as MJF could be. And I said, that kid's going places. He's going to be the greatest heel in the game for years to come. Nobody is going to top him. And the second he walked through that curtain for the very first time on Dynamite, and he said what he had to say, I'm like, you just sealed it, buddy. You're good. You're the best in the game right now at being the bad guy. The sky's the limit for you. And the fact that they have not put a title on him yet is a disgrace to the industry. But he admitted during that interview with Taz, there is no turning kayfabe off. If he's in public and he sees an AEW t-shirt, he immediately turns on MJF because he does not want fans to know who the real Maxwell Friedman is.
But it works that way. I mean, it makes it so much more believable. But,
Danhausen's the same way.
oh, dude, I love that guy. I love that guy. He's funny as hell.
He's very nice, but very evil.
Yeah. I love it. So until
And
next week.
He's from Cleveland, so I like him.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, introduce me then.
Come up here for a toy convention. He's at every single one of them.
Interesting.
Road trip?
Yeah.
Once I become the boss, I might not be able to take that. Sorry. Full-time thing. Yeah. All right.
That's our cue.
And we're out.